Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bremster, and I'm coming to you with another solving my own Sudoku. It's possibly been a week or so since I did one of these, but I created this puzzle, and this one has actually had some mixed results. Over the last few days since I published it, I've had quite a few people come back to me and say, this puzzle is much easier than you think it is. And I've had other people come to me and say, I found that really hard. I actually found this quite challenging to set, and I found this when I was test solving it quite challenging to solve. And yet, I think the majority of people have come back and said that this is an interesting but not very difficult puzzle. And yet, I've had some excellent solvers come back to me and say that they took nearly an hour to solve it. So I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think I can rate the difficulty of this one very well. I'm calling it a 3. And the reason I'm calling it a 3 is because I've had people call it a hard 4 and I've had other people call it a 2. So I'm just going to cut the middle and call it a 3 because it seems to be just widely varied. So this is Gyruss. Yes, it is named after the computer game from the 80s, which I played a lot of in the 80s. And it's a fairly simple rule set. So the way it works is in normal Sudoku rules. In each box, in each row and each column, the numbers 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. There are killer cages, so the digits in the cages, if you sum them up, they must sum to the digit in the top left corner of the cage. I've stated that digits cannot repeat within a cage, but in this, that any digit that repeated within a cage would break normal Sudoku rules, but I've stated that anyway. And the digits that are in circles, this is quadruple rules, must appear in the cells touching that circle. I'm actually going to have my calculator open for this one because of the eliminations and everything that come in, and I don't want you sitting here forever. But yeah, I struggle with this one more than most people seem to, even though I set it. So we'll see what happens here. This one's a little bit tricky. So how does this puzzle work? So the way that I set this was based on starting either in the top left or the bottom right corner, and I'll start in the top left. So if we look at a 24 cage, what we know is that all of the digits in a box, a row, or a column will sum to 45. 1 through 9, if you add them all together, you get to 45. These sum to 24, so we know that these 3 cells here must sum to 21. So what we're looking at is 21 in 3 in those cells. So if we look at 21 in 3, there are 3 ways of making 21 in 3, and 2 of them require a 7. So we can immediately put in the one option, 489, that does not require a 7. So we know what those 3 digits are. Then we know that this quadruple must contain a 1, 3, and a 6, but that cell does not contain 1, 3, or 6. So we can put 1, 3, 6 in here. This is a 7 cage, which must be made of 1, 2, 4. So that must be the 1, and these must be 2 and 4. And that means that this is the 3, 6. Now I possibly want to jump over to... There's a couple of different ways of doing this. So let's now have a look at this. We know that these are... this sums to 32, so that this is 45 minus 32, so this will be a 13 cage. So what I want to do is I want to grab all the options for 13 in 3, and then I want to remove any option that uses an 8 or a 9. And that leaves me with 4 options. However, if we look here, we know that 4 must go in there and 4 must go in there. So we know 4 must go in this cage. So we can also remove any option that uses a 4 in this 13. So this leaves us with 2 options. They are 157 or 256. So that narrows that down quite a lot. And this gives us some interesting options here, because if we look at this cell right here, 1 plus 11 is 12, so we can't put a 1 there. 2 plus 10 is 12, we can't put a 2 there. 5 would put a 7 there. 6 would put a 6 there, so that doesn't work. And 7 would put a 5 there. We've got a 5-7 pair. That takes 5-7 out of there. And this 5-7 pair has given us some information. Because now, I'm trying to remember how I do this. How do I do this? This is a 5-7. There was another trick I could do. So 157256. I know I can resolve more up here, but I can't remember how. Ah, that's right. 8-9 now must go into this quad, and 8-9 now is restricted to up here. So this cannot be an 8 or a 9. This is a 4. These are not 4. This is a 2. This is a 4. That takes 2 out of there. That now gives me an 8-9 pair here. So this is not a 1. I should have removed that before. These are 2, 3, and 6. Now, this, if we look here, the options we had for the 13 were 1, 5, and 7, and 2, 5, and 6. But there is, if I make 1, 5, 7, I can't put any of those digits into this cell. So this must be 2, 5, 6. So this is 5, this is 6, this is 2, and I can take 2 out of both of those. And I end up with a 3-6 pair across here. This 6 makes this a 3, makes this a 6. That's the 7. And I've actually got quite a bit of restriction across here. I can put a 6 up here. And that's given me quite a bit of restriction. Can I do more? Not sure yet. So I can put, out of this 4, 5, 9, I know 5 is in those, but I'm not sure I want to do anything with that yet. So let's have a look down here now. So this is 36. So we know that this sums to 9. So we've got 9 in 3. Now, 9 in 3 without a 3, there's only one way of doing that, which is 1, 2, and 6. 1, 2, and 6 does not include a 4, so that must be a 4. We know there must be a 3 in here, and there's a 3 looking down, so that becomes a 3. This now must be 4, 5, and 9, because there's no 4, 5, 9 here. I'm using the same trick over and over. That can't be a 5 because of the 5 looking down. So that gives me the 2 5s that I had there. That 4 looks up, meaning that is not a 4. And I've gotten some restrictions down here already. This is not a 2, so 2 must be in there. And I think it was at this point I jumped over to here. So the whole point was to work around using these corners and the restriction that they put on the cages. but I am not 100% sure what I am doing next. So I'm actually going to look at this 12 cage because I think this is restricted now, because 12 in 2, I can't use 4, so it's 3, 9 or 5, 7. But this can't have 3 or 7 in it because of the 3, 7 must be down here. So if this is 5, this is 7, and if this is 9, this is 3. So I've actually got more of a restriction there than it looks. So this is 45 minus 28 in here. And these cages are used more to restrict this. So 45 minus 28 is, if I remember correctly, 17. So what I'm looking at is 17 in 3. So I want to grab all of my options for 17 in 3. And I want to remove anything that uses a 3 or a 7. Because I can't use 3 or 7. And I must use 5 or 9. So anything that doesn't use 5 or 9 can go. So I've got 2, 6, 9 or 4, 5, 8. So it is 4, 5, 8 or 2, 6, 9. And I think that leaves me with those options. Okay. Now, one thing worth noting is 3 now must be in those cells because that 3 knocks it out of those 2, which means 3 must be in those 2 cells. And I'm not sure if the next thing I want to look at is this 12 cage, because the 12 cage now must have a 3 or a 6 in it. So any option that doesn't have a 3 or a 6 in it can go away, and it cannot have a 4 in it. So any option with a 4 in it goes away. Now, one of the options is 2, 3, 7. And if I was to put 2, 3, 7 in, that would vanish. So that goes away as well. So that leaves me with 1, 3, 8 or 1, 5, 6. So it's either 1, 3, 8 or 1, 5, 6. And that leaves me with those options. So 1, 5, 6 or 1, 8, 3. Now, I think what I end up with now, and this is possibly the trickiest step in the puzzle, is what happens if I make this 9, 3. If this is 9, 3, this becomes 6. 9, 3, 6. 9, 3, 6, 8. If that is 6, 1, 5, is that the trick? This is the bit that I always got stuck on. When setting and testing this, I always found this bit messy. There is something I can do that proves that 9, 3 breaks here. Because it's 9, 3, 6, 1, 5, 8, 9. And I don't remember. If this is 9, this is 3. Hang on. If this is 9, this is 2 and 6. 9, 2, 6. So this would be 6, this would be 2. 9, 3, 6. I don't remember. Can I restrict this anymore? The 17 is 269 or 458. Two, 9. What have I missed? This is the problem when you set puzzles and you don't do them for a while. Oh, of course. 7 must be here, 7 must be here, which means 7 has to be down here. This becomes 7, this becomes 5. This is not 5. Yeah, sorry, it was the quads. So once this is 5 in this 17, this must be 4, 8. So the only place you can put 4 is there, the only place you can put 8 is there. This becomes 1. So once we've got the 1, this is not 1. So this is either 1 for the 12, it's either 3, 8, or 5, 6. The 8 up here makes this 9, which makes this 8, which makes this 5. This is now 6, so this has to be 6. This has to be 3. Type the right buttons. These are a 2, 3 pair. The 3 over there looks back, making that 2 and that 3. I could have also done it by the fact that the 3 had to be here. This 3 now looks down, making that the 3. Sorry, yes, those quads were set up to do that, to force the 7 into that cell, and I forgot about it. I am sorry, everyone. What is next? So actually what is next is we've got 7 and 7 has to be in that quad, but 7 can't be there or there anymore. So we actually get a forced 7 into the 15. So if we look at 15 in 3, and it must have a 7, there's only 2 options. So it's either 267 or 357, and it can't be 357 because you can't use 3. So this is a 26. And we now have 6s here and 6s here, so 6s must go down here. And I'm pretty certain from this point on, we now just have, because if we look, all of the clues have now pretty much been used. We've got 6 locked into here. We can't put an 8, 9 there, but we'll have to remember that. But all of the rest of it, and we can't put a 7 there. Apart from that, we've used most of the clues, and we're now just down to Sudoku. And I've just got to remember the Sudoku I put in. So 3 and 3 can't go there, 3 can't go there. This becomes a 3. So that puts 3 into one of those two. This can't be 8 or 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 1, 4, or 7. We've got the 3 done. So there's no 6 down here because of that 6. That's been there for a while. So that's a 6. This is a 1, 2 pair, which means that's not a 1. It's a 4 or a 7. 2 is in one of those two because that 2 knocks it out of there, that 2 knocks it out of there, and the quad means that can't be a 2. So that's a 1, that's a 2. These 1, 2, 3, 5 must go in there because 5 can't. Oh no, that's not true at all because 5 could still go there. 7 must go down here along with the 6, which can't go there. what do I need in this box? I need 1, 2, 5, and 7. I can't put 5 there. I can't put 2 there. I've got to put 1, 8, and 9 in there. But that's not helping me much. Yeah, I wanted to set a harder puzzle, and all of this logic I thought was kind of fun. And then I really struggled with this Sudoku, and other people have said it's really easy. I don't know what to do. What are these? That's a quadruple. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 7, 8, 9. And this is also, oh, hang on, that can't be a 4. So what is this? This is 5, 7, 8, 9, and that can't be a 5. So there's a 5 in there, so there must be a 5 in one of those two. There's no 4 there. So 4 is in one of those two, which means 4 must be in one of those two. And that 4 looks up. That's a 4. Is that going to help me at all? Not really. So what do I need for this box? I need 2, 3, 8, and 9. Can't put 3 into any of those. Can't put 8 into either of those. It's always worse when you're on camera. I'll tell you that for nothing. Where does 1 go in this row? I can't put 1 there. Can't put 1 there because it's not part of the quad. Can't put 1 there, it's seen. This has to be the 1, which takes 1 out of both of those. This is now a quad, which is 3, 6, 7, 9. Can't put 3 down the bottom. Can't put 6 down there. That 5, that's a 9. There is no 9 there. This is 4. This is 5. 5, 5 means that's the 5. That is not the 5. This is not a 4 anymore. This is a 7. There is no 7 in those anymore. 7 must be over here, which means 7 is in one of those two, which means that's the 7. There's no 9 here. This is a 7 or an 8. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 8, 9. None of which seem to be eliminated, at least not that I am seeing obviously. Kind of like that I don't remember my puzzles very well most of the time, although I'd like to be able to demonstrate them better, but it means that I can come back and enjoy them later. I think it was Peter Jackson who said when he was filming the Lord of the Rings movies that he wished he could forget them so he could watch them again as a as a moviegoer and appreciate them without remembering how they were made. That's a 4 because of the 4s looking into the box. I get that because I just have a bad memory. That's a 1. 1 because of the 1 knocking it out of all of those. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are an 8, 9 pair, which means that has to be the 7. That has to be the 8. That becomes a 9. I take 8 and 9 out of those. This is a 5, 7 pair. So 8 now must be in one of those two, which means it's not there. Eight can't be 8 can't be there. That must be 8. It's the only place left in the column for it. So this is not 8. This is in fact 2, 9. This is 2, 6, 9. So this is now a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not 4. There's no 7 there, of course. This is not 4. So this must be the 4. This is a 5, 6. Oh, and this can't be the 6 because the 6 must be in the quad. That's the 5. That's the 6. That 5 means that's not the 5. This is a 1, 2, 7 triple. That is the 5. That 6 knocks 6 out of there. This is a 3, 7, 9 triple. This becomes the 6. This is there's only one place left in this column for an 8, which is right there, which means that's a 9 and that's an 8. This is not a 9 anymore. This is a 1. This is 2, 6, 9. So if this is 2, 6, 9, then this must be 1 and 4. So that's 4 and that's 1, and there is no 1 in there. That is an 8, 9 pair. The 1 looks over, making that 7, that 2, that 1. That 7 takes 7 out of there. That 2 looks down, making that 9, that 2, that 3. The 2 looks over, making that 6 and that 2. 2 and 6 make that 9. That becomes 2. That becomes 6. We should hopefully just be cleaning up now. That's 9 because of the 3. That becomes 7. That becomes 3. The 7 looks over, making that 5 and that's 7. This box needs to put a 1 right there. 2 now is right there. These are now known. 3, 4, 5 and 8. We need to put a 3 in this box and it has to go there. 4, 5, 6 is now there. 7, we've now got to put an 8 and a 9, which allows me to put the 9 and put in the 8. And that is how you complete Gyruss. I'm pretty happy with that puzzle. I don't know why the difficulty seems to be so varied, and I've literally had people say it's a 2 and other people say it's a hard 4 and one person even say it's a 5. I really do not know why that is all over the place. I designed it to be kind of an easy 4. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle. I really do. And if you did get stuck, I hope that this video allowed you to get unstuck. That's all I really care about. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy my puzzles, and I hope you come back for some of the puzzles from many of the phenomenal setters who both send me puzzles and give me permission to do their puzzles. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck with your solving.